For Neurotransmitter Week, Serotonin and the Cannabinoids, or Why is it raining in my soul? Pretty good use of current events, huh? I'm Lex Pelger. I do Canna Education for CV Sciences. This is a new account, so you could help us out a lot with a follow. And as always, ask me anything. Serotonin often gets referred to as our happiness molecule, and neurochemists kind of hate that because it short shrifts a very, very complex neurotransmitter. And also, there's a lot of pushback against the serotonin hypothesis being the cause of depression. As you can see in this article that I wrote for Project CBD, serotonin has 7 major receptor subtypes. It's involved in behaviors as diverse as aggression, learning, appetite, sleep, cognition, reward activity. Also, most of your serotonin is actually in your gut, 90% of it. It really is important for what's going on with your bowel movements and stuff like that. The serotonin that's in your brain does not talk with the serotonin in the rest of the body. Then, getting to your original question about the psychedelic effect, it is the receptor 5-HT2A. That's the one that the classic psychedelics bind to. And yes, the chart in the last video showed that CBD bound there as well, but it binds there very, very weakly. You're not going to be getting a psychedelic effect from CBD. You could get a tiny bit of a mood burst, and that's what you hear from people. But the relationship between the endocannabinoid system and the serotonin system is so complex. There's all kinds of review articles calling it a dance of different kinds. People love that word for it because they overlap on a lot of similar functions. They're both involved in the relief of anxiety, the reduction of pain, the alleviation of nausea and headaches, and the regulation of internal temperature. In fact, as mentioned in the opioid video, one of the serotonin receptors also forms a heteromer complex with one of the CB2 receptors. As in, while they're floating around on the surface of the cell, those two receptor types get together and they physically join up and they now do different things with their downstream effects than they do when they're alone. That's how interrelated they are. What makes it so complex to explain in a 3-minute video is that in some parts of the brain, cannabinoids will increase the number of serotonin receptors and increase the levels of serotonin transmission, while in other places and at other times and in different diseases, it will lower serotonin transmission and lower levels of the serotonin receptors. Of course, one of the most well-known of these interactions is the ability of cannabis to increase the effects of the classic psychedelics. And while we don't exactly know the pharmacology of what's going on there, it's certainly something that you know to be true from the voluminous anecdotes on that fact going all the way back to the 50s. So all this to say, the ability of the cannabinoids to help us with mood in general may be mediated greatly by the serotonin system. It can be hard to tell exactly how cannabinoids are doing their good because, as the last video showed, they have a lot of different tools to use. But their close interaction with the serotonin system might be part of the reason.